So we're gonna start wrapping up a little bit. In a perfect world where you were the king, what would a sensible immigration policy look like?
In the U.S. right now?
If you were the king of the U.S. and you had fiat power, what would an sensible immigration policy
I would go to an immigration moratorium, which would be no net immigration. About 200,000 people leave the country every year or so, so you could allow 200,000 in, have no net immigration, and it would take care of any really desperately needed skill or hardship case or something like that. I think that the citizen child clause, interpretation of the 14th Amendment, has got to be gotten rid of because otherwise the illegal immigrant population just naturalizes over time as they have children here. And it messes up the statistics actually, because people will often say immigrants can't get welfare, but the point is their kids can get welfare if they're born here, and the parents get to spend it, so they are getting welfare. I actually think we should have a systematic policy of eliminating the illegal immigrant presence here, and that may even require going in and retroactively stripping citizenship from people, and even the children who've been born here, if they're under a certain age. We've got to get control of the demographic situation here.
Just a couple of personal things, because I think all that most people know of you is sort of your public journalist face and your rather imposing photo. No, I'm kidding. But your august photo on VDR. So I was just noticing the books behind you in your official photo. You took it in front of your, at your desk in front of your bookcase. And I was just sort of wondering, in general, what sort of things do you like to read, and more specifically, what's on your nightstand right now?
I don't get to read much apart from immigration stuff, and I'm a financial journalist, so I have a whole world of investment stuff that I have to think about a lot. When I was writing Alien Nation, I succumbed to get interested in the Civil War, which of course is terrible, because you can spend the rest of your life reading about the Civil War, and so I read military history occasionally, and I think the novelist Lyle McMurtry's, his series on Lonesome Dove series, very interesting. About one thing is the ruthless view of his terrible view of the Indians. I mean, he thinks that I think McMurtry is actually liberal and didn't realize what he was writing, but you realize what the early settlers went through. I think that's a powerful. Something that I'd like to see more Americans read, although I don't like his conclusions.
What's your favorite CD?
I'm not as musical as I would like to be for various reasons, but I do listen to opera. We go to opera, and so. I'm sorry?
What's your favorite opera?
Oh, I know. Very fond of Cavaliere Rusticana, and. There's one DVD which I'd really recommend to everybody. I mentioned it last night, Jake. Is this movie, The Singing Revolution, which is about Estonia breaking away from Russia, and they did it largely. The thing that held the Estonian nation together was music, and was folk songs, and the huge festivals they used to have, where they're all supposed to be singing Paeans of Praise to the Soviet Union, and would spontaneously start singing national. That's something that's really impressive. You should do a show on that.
I'm familiar with it, but have not seen it yet. Is there anything I haven't asked you? Is there anything you'd like to just say? Or?
I think it's very easy to succumb to pessimism in this business. I write a great deal about the stock market, although of course it's a very boring topic actually. But there's a rule of thumb in the stock market that things that can't go on forever don't. And that's the situation we're in here. This can't go on forever. Eventually, the American nation is going to defend itself. And, I believe, and I think it's, obviously we've gone through a great disappointment with the issue almost breaking through into politics in the Republican primaries and then being so effectively squelched. But one day we're going to get there, and it will happen suddenly when it finally happens.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.